Today, let's talk about round kicks, in particular, the Muay Thai round kick to the body. Now this can be a difficult technique to master at first, but I'm going to go through some key points that will help you get better at this technique, make you a better kicker. With your fighting stance, make sure you're on the balls of your feet. Your heels are just lightly touching the floor or slightly off the floor, and your knees are slightly bent. This enables you to be able to push up off the floor. You need to be able to spring. This is what gives you your explosive energy. If your legs are too straight, it's hard to spring and push off the floor. Always use the floor to power your techniques. Push off through the balls of your feet. Pretty much everything you do requires that. From there, you're stepping out. You can be forward or slightly 45 degrees because you want to kick 45 degrees through your opponent. You don't want to kick straight here. You want to go through that way, okay? So if I step that way, it's taking my body in that direction, and all my body weight is going to move through my opponent rather than just keeping my body here and not driving any body weight into the kick. I can drive my body through the target, okay? So stepping 45 degrees, and then you're pushing up on the ball of your foot, on the base foot. Push your heel up off the floor. Don't be lazy with this and let your heel drag on the floor. That causes friction, slows down your movement, stops your foot from fully rotating, makes a bad kick. Push through the floor. Try to straighten your knee and make yourself nice and tall. Just that movement alone will give you explosive power. Pushing up, okay? Shh. As you kick, you should rotate your heel all the way around so it's pointing at your opponent, or at least close to pointing at your opponent. When you kick, if your heel is still pointing back behind you, you're not getting your hips fully into the kick. Rotating your heel allows your hips to fully rotate. This is a key point that I see a lot of beginners not doing. I see people kicking with their foot like this. Get up on the ball of your foot, rotate it towards your opponent. This will enable you to spin all the way around if you miss. Think of a dancer when they turn. They get up on their toes to turn around. It pushes them up very tall, creating a straight center from where they can spin fast, okay? You don't see dancers trying to spin on a flat foot. The friction will slow them down. They won't be able to turn. It's the same when you're kicking. Get up tall, straight, good posture, like something's pulling your head up. And this will give you more speed, more spin, more power, more fluidity. Now, of course, some people will say, oh, you shouldn't come up too high on the ball of your foot. It's easy to get swept. It's true. There's always a give and take in every technique you do. So if you want to kick with power, get up on the ball of your foot. If you're worried more about getting swept, kick with less power and keep your foot flat. That's your choice. The kicking leg. In the Muay Thai kick, you do not chamber your knee. You do not bend your leg all the way up like this. It's not necessary. All the power of this kick comes from the hip rotation, not from flexing and snapping the leg. There is some bend to the leg though. It's not a straight, stiff bat, okay? Relax your leg. As you swing, just let it relax and whip, okay? As you're kicking it, think about driving with the knee forward and let the bottom part of your leg trail behind, and as you kick through the target, snap it through. Trail it behind and then snap it through on impact, okay? But think about leading with the knee. Leading with the knee will help to rotate your hips, okay? Your knee should come past the center of your target. If your knee stops here and you're kicking from there, you're not getting your hips fully into your kick. Do not stop your knee here. bring your knee past the center. And it's when you contact with the target, your leg will still be slightly bent. And you extend it through the target. That's where the snap happens. Just on impact, you whip it out and extend through the target. One last little tip that I don't hear talked about much is the butt, okay? This is something I was taught by my first Muay Thai instructor, and it helped me a lot. That is, on the moment of impact, push your butt forward into your kick, okay? Do not let your butt stick out. If your butt is sticking out when you kick, you're not getting your hips fully into it. From here, push your butt forward, push. This will also add that extra little bit of oomph into your kick. Now let's talk about arm swing. Now I hear a lot of traditional martial artists online look at Muay Thai style kicking and say, you should never drop your arm when you kick, you'll get punched in the face. Which has some truth to it, especially if you're doing a traditional style kick where you're chambering and snapping the leg. But the Muay Thai kick needs the arm swing in order to generate power. It's the arm swing that helps you to fully rotate the hips, giving that Muay Thai round kick that extra power and ability to cause damage. Key points to arm swing. First of all, you gotta cross your arm in front of your face. This is called a Dracula guard, okay? So like you're reaching your cape across your face and looking out over your elbow, okay? One hand protects your temple, your shoulder protects your chin, okay? This also brings your shoulder forward. Your right shoulder has to come forward to extend this side of your body, okay? The other hand on this side from your guard pulls down towards your hip. It's like this. Pulls down towards your hip. This rotates your shoulders, okay? Then as you kick, the arm that's up here extends towards your target as you bring your shoulder to your chin, okay? So from here to here, okay? It can extend further. I often extend my arm down here somewhere when I kick. For that extra swing gives a little bit of extra power. Some people like to keep it here, across, causing a barrier to help protect them against punches. That's okay too. Either is fine. I personally don't have a lot of trouble getting countered with punches when I kick because of my hip position. I'll talk about that later. So, step 1, Dracula guard, pull hand down towards hip. Step 2, extend the front arm, swing it out as you bring your shoulder to your chin. Okay? This other hand pulls back up to your temple. From down here, it pulls up and you pull your shoulder back. You pull your shoulder back. This rotates your shoulders, helping you to rotate your waist. 1, 2. 1, 2. At the point of contact, my shoulders, my hips, and my legs should all be in one line, like this. Okay, what you don't want to do is have your butt sticking out. This is no good. You're not getting your hips into the kick. What you shouldn't do is crunch your body. This is no good. You've got to push your body up, keep your posture nice and straight, kick tall. This will give you good balance. It will help you rotating your hips, getting your hips fully into the motion. And it also uses less energy if you're crunching and moving your body in different directions. Let's look at the initiating step. Pushing off the ball of the foot on your rear foot, stepping 45 degrees into the Dracula guard. And now with the kick. Now let's look at how these kicking mechanics play out against someone who is trying to counter you with a punch. If I try to kick without fully rotating my hips, it's very easy for my opponent to close in and punch me. That's another good reason why it's so important to fully rotate my hips when I kick and pivot my foot right around, getting my knee past my opponent's center line. By doing that, I can create a frame between us. This frame makes it difficult for him to move forward into range to land a punch on me. Furthermore, if I recognize he's trying to punch me, I can lean back slightly with my body, keeping my head out of range. Even against an opponent with a long reach like this. The Dracula guard protects me as I enter the kick, and the arm swing also helps to deflect any incoming punches, making his chances of countering me much slimmer. So by rotating my hips fully and using the principles, I can avoid getting hit. If I don't rotate, there's a greater chance of getting countered. Now let's look at some kicks on the heavy bag. Notice the step in, followed by rotation of the foot and kicking through the target. Imagine your leg is a bat and you're swinging for a home run. Swing through the ball, don't bunt it. See how the heel of my base foot is pointing towards the bag? My knee is past the center line and I'm making contact with the lower part of the shin. The instep may also make contact, but it's the shin that I'm really driving through with. Exhale sharply as you initiate the kick, ending the breath out on contact. Using your voice really helps. See how I'm up on the ball of my foot, heel rotated towards the bag, knee still bent on impact. Left hand is protecting my temple, just in case. Here's a great drill you can do to practice a lot of those tips. Place your foot on top of a surface. It can be a table, bench, ring, whatever. Or have a partner hold it for you under their arm. Start with your foot pointing towards your target and your kicking foot, toes pointing up. Okay? From there, you're going to push up on the ball of your foot, rotate your heel around. Okay? You're also going to rotate this knee across, creating the position that you should have when you kick. Good kicking form. Okay? Use your arms too to practice your arm movement. Put all those movements together and repeat that over and over, like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Change legs and do it on the other side. Here I am doing it with a partner at speed. If you got something out of this video, don't forget to hit that like button. And if you're new to the channel, check out some of my other material. I have loads of videos on striking for Kudo, MMA, and Muay Thai. And watch out for a future video where I look at advanced variations of the round kick and how to set it up.